All right, we are live. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. My name is Russ.
And I'm Kerry.
And we are the roads we roam.
I'm just laughing because Stacy Forrest's comment just made me laugh.
Yeah, she said she's killing me.
Oh, and I forgot to turn down the volume.
You're fired.
I'm fired. There you go. No, she's taunting me with the salted caramel iced espresso.
That sounds good. It's still a little cool out here in West Yellowstone
It was
for
down
any
to
cold
25
drinks.
last night.
Yeah, and we had snow yesterday. I was out walking it. I got some of that for not next week's video, but the week after, I think. Maybe next week's. I don't know.
So when we woke up yesterday morning, these trees were all covered with snow. But by midday, it all melted off, which was really nice.
Yeah.
So yes, happy Sunday, everyone. This is Coffee with Kerry and Russ, where we talk anything and everything RV, what we're doing.
And then some.
What full-time life is about, RVing on the road, or just RVing in general, or any other questions that you may have.
Exactly. We come into these and we don't have an agenda. We don't have any notes or anything.
Nope, it's about you.
In the beginning we did because we were like, oh my goodness, if we don't have enough conversation, what are we going to do? But now we always have so many people in here with so many cool things to say. We kind of just chat and talk with everybody.
Do you want to know who's here?
I sure do.
So we have Lori from Lori's RV Life. She was here nice and early.
Hey, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Yeah.
Welcome. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the questions that you asked me earlier today.
I think we're also going to do a Q&A Tuesday. It's going to be in that video as well.
Deborah Cadabra.
Hey, Deborah.
The Montana Project.
Montana Project. Thanks for joining us.
Of course, Miss Stacy Forrest.
Hey, Stacy.
Taunting me with her drinks. Caramel macchiato. Somebody walked in the store with one the other day. I want one. If you get bored today, you can go for a walk, grab one, and bring one to me at work.
I got bored yesterday and went for a walk and saw you at work
and I put him to work.
put to work.
Next
thing I know, I'm on ladders hanging stuff up.
We have Miss Donna Delahunte from Arizona.
Donna, good to see you. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Karen, who we know is in sunny, warm Arizona right now.
We miss you, Karen.
Dennis Throckmorton.
Hey, Dennis. Thanks for joining us.
Gip Bronson, a.k.a. Chuck.
Chuck. Thanks for joining
and
us.
Sloth. Give Sloth a little pet.
Give Chuck
or
Sloth a fist bump or a paw bump.
Lewis.
Lewis, thanks for joining us. Lewis outside or Lewis?
Lewis outside.
Okay, good.
Judy Payne.
Judy, hey Judy, thanks for joining us. She made a comment. I think it was her about the eggs. She said rubbery. Snappy, rubbery,
spicy,
hot. No thanks.
Yeah. I just had to look at them in the jar, and I was like, no thanks. David Elwell, Susan and Dave here. Good morning.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us.
Carrie, a little early, but happy birthday. Thank you.
Yes.
I had to laugh because we had talked about this on Friday, and people were sending me early birthday wishes. And my dad caught the live stream a little bit later, and he calls me. It's like 9 o'clock at night, so I know it's later where he's at. And he said, "Did I miss your birthday?" And it's like, "No, Dad, you're good. You're covered. You're all set."
Yeah. Your dad your mom would have told him no.
Two Doves is here.
Hey guys, hey Samantha.
Did you guys shovel out of the snow? Now they are not far from us. They're in Yellowstone. We're in West Yellowstone. They sent us a picture of the snow that they got yesterday, and their little casita was all covered with snow.
They definitely got more of the white stuff than we did, that's for sure.
It's really like a completely different weather environment. When we went through with Karen, we found that out because we left West Yellowstone. It was actually cloudy, but fine out here. And then if you saw the video when we went to go look at Mammoth, we were in hats, gloves, jackets, and we needed it, every bit of it, while we were in Yellowstone.
Yeah, it was cold.
And it's not that far away. Donna said, "I'm drinking pure roast organic coffee with coconut creamer."
Nice.
You'd like that coconut creamer, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm drinking just straight black. I don't know what kind of coffee we have.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, and then you ground it yourself, right?
Yes, except it was very weak this morning because I didn't measure the water the way I normally do. I was in a rush, so I just kind of threw it together. Hey, here's a new name, Buffy Lou S. Good morning. Thank you for all the tips, advice, and encouragement. You give me hopes and smiles. Oh,
well, thank you. We appreciate the kind words, and we appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
we have another new name.
Wow.
Russell Pottinger.
Yeah.
Pottinger. Let me know if I said it wrong. Vallejo, California.
You definitely said it wrong once, at least.
Buffy Lou is Vallejo.
Okay.
Russell, that's an easy name to remember.
Yeah.
Good morning, Kerry. Russ from West Covina, California. So we got a lot of California people.
Yes.
And we have 3 for the Road RV. Buffy Lou, snow, wow.
Yeah.
June.
In June.
It's the first time, and so one of the coworkers at the candy shop that I'm work camping at for the summer, she was telling me this is abnormal for the area. It's not always like this, but she says when it does happen like this, don't be surprised if we get a little bit of snow in July and a little bit of snow in August as well.
That's crazy.
She said when they kind of completely bypass spring and go straight to summer, they have these weird weather systems, so we shall see. I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I've seen snow in June before when we were stationed up in upstate New York in Plattsburgh, but
okay, Two Devs has to go to work.
See you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, guys. They're work camping as well. They're in Yellowstone. We got thumbs up from Russell. So I guess I said it correctly. Thank you.
At least once.
Pottinger. I think that's the correct
gotcha.
one. And so Karen said it has snowed on the 4th of July out here. So Karen's familiar with the area.
Yeah, she
was
lived in
kind
the
of like
area.
our tour guide when we first arrived, and we were so thankful for that.
Yep.
So, well, we've got 2 people now that are telling us it could snow. So I think we're going to have a couple more trips to the propane thing over the summertime, which...
Yeah, when we first pulled in, we said it in the Saturday video this last Saturday.
I'm having hair issues today, I'm sorry.
We said it in this last Saturday video. We filled up. We've got how many gallon tank? 20 gallon propane tank. And we didn't think we were going to need to refill again. But it's only been a month and we've had to refill.
We've been here a month.
Yeah.
We just figured that out. Like this morning, I realized I was like officially a month in the area, but we plan on doing lots of explorations. This is a fantastic jumping off point. There's so much in this area.
Yep.
So we got really excited when we did the garnet mine.
Yep.
We found a sapphire mine we're going to go to, an opal mine. We're going to go gold panning.
Yep.
You have someone that wants to go, he knows some places, going to take you out metal detecting.
Yep, in the area. So, excuse me. We're kind of wondering what we should do with that because it is part of our life. Both Kerry and I metal detect. Kerry, not so much in the beginning, but now she's come around to it.
I'm a master now.
So we're kind of thinking, I have another channel, RB's Variety Channel, where I do a lot of metal detecting, treasure hunting and stuff. Do we just leave that stuff over there, or do we bring it in here? We plan on showing glimpses of it because it is things that we're doing out here. But we wanted your feedback. We'll probably put a poll up on YouTube to see what people are thinking. But we'd like to bring those in as well.
Well, it's a big part of our life. So what I've done in the interim, just to kind of give you a taste of it, I've created a playlist on our page, on our YouTube page, if you're going under playlists, called Treasure Hunting. And it brought in a couple of the videos where we've gone treasure hunting in the past, just to give you a feel. And then that way, if you're interested, so we'll do highlights of those in our weekend Saturday videos. And then if you want to see the full hunt, you could go to those.
Exactly.
So going back all the way to Lori's RV life, right before the show, she had asked me a comment. She's getting ready to travel from California out this way next month. And she has, I can't remember if it's like a pop-up or one of those.
Yeah.
And so she was wondering about places to free camp. And you really can't set up pop-up tents at Walmart parking lots, except in Bozeman, because we saw that.
Bozeman, anything goes.
Anything goes. Pop a tent in Bozeman. But she didn't feel comfortable doing that. So I told her a few. We're going to really go in depth with it a little bit more on Tuesday on our Q&A session with links and everything. But I thought it would be a great thing to bring up today because there's so many people in the room that can add to this conversation. I told her freecampsites.net is a great place to check. The Campendium app.
Yep.
And then you can always check out the BLM website. However, as newbies, and I will admit we still don't know it 100%. The BLM website is still a little bit hard for us to navigate. You really have to dig in and find out the rules of where you can go, whereas freecampsites.net and Compendium give you GPS coordinates with reviews from people that say, yes, I camped here. These are the things you should be aware
A
of.
lot of times you can find pictures on there too,
Pictures, right? Or the roads are really hard to navigate if you have a big rig, things like that. So those are the quick and dirty things. But if other people in the room have other suggestions for Lori, please put them in below, because I'm sure she would be appreciative as well as everybody else. You might learn something new.
Yeah, and coming up this Thursday, we have a collab. Pretty much everybody. There was one channel that didn't get back to us in time, but we have a collab where we're talking about different
travel
apps, RV apps, that sort of thing. And I know for sure that the Delaney's, Travels with Delaney, are doing All Stays. So that's another app for looking for places to stay.
Yeah, so tune in Thursday as well.
Yeah, you'll see that video.
We're going to feature a bunch of different other YouTubers and their top travel apps. Not just so much for free camping, but for other things you may not have thought about, because some of the things that people got back to us on, I was like, wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I think there's 6 channels involved in this.
So Lori said a Trail Manor hard-sided pop-up.
Oh, okay.
Remember we saw those?
We looked at those.
That is, those are really cool and intriguing to me.
Yeah, and we looked at those because we liked the low profile for towing, but we wanted something that was still hard and had hard walls and stuff for security, and not only people, but if you're out in bear country. So that's a great little trailer. We considered one of those. We considered one of those.
We considered one, but I don't think I ever saw a new one at any of the dealerships we went to.
No, we didn't.
It was more used on like RV Trader and RVT.
And that's a mistake we made. When we first got into this, when we were looking at trailers, we stayed away from used. We wanted new. And although we did get into a really good trailer, the Little Guy Max, and super happy we did that, we really should have looked at used a little bit as well. But you and I were just so keyed in on the new stuff. But there's some really great deals out there with used stuff.
Well, I think our biggest concern was the fact that we didn't know anything. We had no experience owning an RV before, and so we understand every RV will have issues, new or used alike.
Yeah.
And that's something, if you look at any RV forum, any RV you get, they have to have a breaking in period when they're brand new. So but the reason why we went new was because of the warranty. So we don't know anything about anything, but at least we could get a covered warranty. When we jumped into this used Class A, we were a little bit more familiar and comfortable with problem solving on our own and trying to fix things on our own. For example, when we first got this, the burner tube on the refrigerator had an issue. We would have never even thought to try to fix that on our own.
Well, and we wouldn't even have known what to look at. But the Little Guy Max was a great breaking in period for us. That you bring up a great point. If you're looking for a new trailer and that's what you're buying, and you're going on these forums, you're going on these Facebook pages, and you're seeing all these people that are saying, hey, this happened, that happened, and it starts to scare you, it's normal. That happens. You go through that break-in period.
And here's the more important thing that you need to look for: how responsive the customer service department is. So if you do buy new, yes, you're going to see on forums things that break and get wrong, but what's more important is how quick and how responsive the customer service is for these RV manufacturers.
Not only the manufacturers, but look at your dealers. Look how quick they are in service, because that's where we ran into a problem. Little Guy Max was fantastic. Our dealer that we bought from, their service department was slow. Let's catch up. I know there's a lot coming through. So.
Well, we have another new person in the room, RV Ashes in April.
Oh, okay.
So, welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for our Sunday RV chat.
I see Russ above says he would encourage us to bring in the treasure hunting videos.
I knew he would see that. He's dying for that. So I think after the whole year when we go to all these different little treasure hunts, we're going to put them in a little box. That way you can have your own pirate's chest of treasure, like on Goonies.
Well, we got a lot of garnets from...
we did.
From
I was really surprised.
Red Rock, what was it? Red Rock Mine and Garnet Gallery.
Yes, and he learned how to say garnet on this trip.
I always say garnet. So anyways, we'll catch up here.
See, RVing is very educational for Russell as well.
Oh, I've learned so much.
Deborah said she's looking forward to the club. It's fantastic. Great information from these people. So we're excited to share that with y'all.
Yeah, we hooked up with some really good channels, some really nice and interesting people. And I think you all are going to like it.
Arnold and Josie
hey
said,
guys.
Hey, Russ and Kerry, happy Sunday. Checking in from deep South Texas, where it's estimated to be 108 later today. We're not even going to hit half that.
Yeah.
And I got to ride my bike to work.
108. That reminds me of a story.
Go ahead.
No, I'll tell it later.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell it. You twist my arm. So a long time ago, I was in Las Vegas. Sales tax is like 8 cents on the dollar. And we were in a McDonald's, and there was this person working the counter at McDonald's that had a bit of a accent due to a language barrier. And a guy ordered something off the dollar menu. It came to a dollar. So, and I think it was actually like the sausage biscuit. You know, it was a dollar menu. He said, "I'll have a sausage biscuit," and she says, 108. And he's like, you see him freeze, and he's like, 1. And I just thought that was so funny. Not because of the way she said it, but it froze him in his tracks.
The way he took it, you could see him going, why would she
Why
ask
would
me if
she
I wanted
say
8?
I could see 1 or 2. Why 8? And then it hit him, you know, or then afterwards he's like, oh, tax 108, got it. Oh man.
Barefoot Adventures, welcome. Happy Sunday. Welcome to
Hey guys,
Coffee
thanks
Hour.
for joining us.
Donna said, any info about starting your own YouTube channel would be appreciated.
Yeah, you know, I've done quite a bit of that. My other channel has 17,000 followers and a bunch of views. This channel we built pretty quickly, and then what I did was marketing. So that's something that Kerry and I have looked at getting into, but we might make it part of our Patreon because we don't want to bug this channel down. Now, for our people that are watching us and getting in here, if you guys have any questions like
specific question, because it's such a broad, like how do you start one, there is so much more. Now, he had been doing this for years, and I just kind of let it be like his thing, and I never really paid attention to YouTube really until we did the RV life. And just learning. I'm still learning. And then just when I learn something, YouTube changes it.
Exactly, and that's, you'll never know everything.
And I think they do that on purpose. But it is very involved. If you have specific questions, we're more than happy to answer them as they come in. But we have been thinking about a broader way of giving someone a quick primer, so kind of like a Cliff's Note version.
Yeah.
For people jumping into it. Yes, we are working on that. We just haven't figured out a way of attacking it.
Yeah, we just don't want to muddy up the RV channel with that. But if you have questions, email us, send us a voicemail on our channel.
On here.
But I think 2 really good channels that you should check out, Donna, is Tim Schmoyer and Daryl Eves.
Very good. Yeah.
Both of those guys are fantastic YouTubers. They know a lot of information. You'll go way above your head if you want, but they've also got some stuff for the brand new beginner. So Tim Schmoyer and Daryl Eves, check those guys out. They know a lot.
A lot. Doesn't one of them or both of them have podcasts as well?
Yeah, I know definitely Tim Schmoyer does, because you and I listen to that when we
travel
drive.
Sometimes, because you can get things. Now, some of the things you may get may not apply to the type of YouTube channel you want to do. It's, you know, they may, like Russ said, they may be talking about really huge channels that you can't, but you can take little nuggets of it and apply to things that you want to do.
I don't really know how to spell it. Schmoyer, Schmoyer. If you type in Tim something close to Schmoyer YouTube, it's going to go. Really, if you just type in how to YouTube, those 2 are going to be your top 2 that show up.
After Coffee with Kerry
stay
and Russ.
right here with us right now.
So Mary's here. She said, hello, I'm at my daughter's house, so we'll see how this
Hey,
goes.
Mary.
I'm guessing the Wi-Fi maybe.
I'm guessing you're going to want to jump down a little bit because something just popped up.
Okay. So we have, oh, she's also typing on an
No,
iPad.
right below Donna's there.
Ozzy and MJ. Hey, Brett. Hi.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to jump up. I saw our son Brett's chat come up.
And he wished me a happy early birthday. And Ozzy and MJ are his pets.
Yep.
So he's on his own out in Seattle waiting for his fiance to come from Northern Ireland.
Yep.
And in the interim, he decided, Mom, I want to get a dog. And what does he do? He gets a woolly mammoth.
Great Pyrenees. Yeah. We had one of those when
he's so cute though.
When Brett was growing up. We had one of those, and I mean they're great dogs. They give you a lot of love, and they're just
a lot of attitude.
Very hard headed. They've got their own personality.
Their head's bigger than my head.
Yeah.
I mean, when Brett said I want to get a dog, I thought like a Chihuahua.
Yeah, like Billy or something.
They're easy.
Yeah, you probably aren't going to see any Chihuahua ears today because Billy is sitting on the dash and she's soaking up all the sunlight there.
So she figured out, we put her little pillow up on the dash. It's been so cold lately, as we talked about, that the only place for a little bit of sun and warmth was over in the front of the RV. And Russ stacked up pillows so she has a little stairwell. Well, as soon as that sun comes out, she's gone.
She's there.
She's there for a good portion of the day. And it's so cute when I come home from work because that's when I see Billy ears. Because that's the first thing I'll see as I come down the road, and then she gets all excited, and then she disappears because she's running to the door to come get me.
Speaking of Billy ears, we used to live in El Paso, and they've got a minor league baseball team there called the Chihuahuas, and they've got a hat that says "Fear the Ears." And Carrie's like, I wish I would have gotten one of those.
We're getting one next time we go through.
Next time we go through El Paso, I work there. And we also have a very small storage thing there. We'll have to swing into the pro shop and pick you up one of those. Now, we can go back because I know we probably missed a lot when I jumped you down there to see Brett.
Well, Judy said there's a diamond mine in Arkansas.
Yes, we are totally doing that. I've seen that, and that looks very cool. We are going there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Chuck says he also watches Tim and Daryl Schmoyer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Those guys... Anything, boy, they know their YouTube.
Okay, so Karen has a question about warranty work on the Little Guy Max. And for people that aren't familiar, Little Guy Max is owned by Liberty Outdoors. And she said, how does it work on the road? Example, my water heater isn't working. Can I only get it fixed in Arizona? No, you can get it fixed anywhere. What you need to do is contact Little Guy Max or Liberty Outdoors first. And then what they'll do is they'll help you reach out to the closest dealer that can do the service work. Or in our situation, when we were in Savannah, Georgia, we had a mobile RV repairman come out. They fixed it, and then we sent the receipt to Little Guy or Liberty Outdoors. But you need to get them to approve that first.
Yeah, here's the thing. They're not going to bring that up, Karen. So as soon as you, and I know Karen has no problem telling people what she wants or what needs to be done. So Karen, when you call, say, hey, this is the issue. I'm on the road. I need this done now. Yeah. And I want to call a mobile repairman. Will you cover that? And they will. And that's the way you do it. But if you don't say, I want to call a mobile repairman. I need hot water. I can't do dishes. I can't bathe. I can't do anything. They're going to just send you to a dealer. And we all know how dealers work. You're going to be, if it's fast, you're going to get your rig back in 3 weeks. If it's not fast, you're going to get it back in 2 months.
Yeah. So you do have options. You don't have to go back to the dealer you bought it. You don't have to necessarily be stuck with, and especially things with heating and cooling issues.
They're important.
Those they'll usually allow you to get a mobile repair tech if you are adamant about it.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the advantage of going back to your dealer. Going back to your dealer, they're going to get you in a lot quicker than they're going to get somebody else in who's on the road from Virginia, who bought theirs in Virginia or bought theirs in California, because you're their customer and they know people go through RVs
Yeah.
very quickly. They come back for other ones, so they're going to want you to return. But that's the downside when you go to a repair place that you didn't purchase it from. Let's say you're in Virginia, you bought it in Arizona. Well, they're not in too much of a rush to get you fixed because you're not their customer.
Mm-hmm. And during the summer, we've found the backlog at dealerships are crazy.
Yeah, dealers will buy, or they will bring in seasonal workers during the summer to handle the load. They may have only one shift running with 6 people during the off season, but during the on season, they will have double, triple the amount of people. They'll run 2, sometimes 3 shifts to try to keep up with the inflow of service repairs.
Arnold and Josie said they looked up the team hat, totally dig the logo, the fear the ears. Isn't it cool?
Yeah, it's super neat.
I so should have got that.
We didn't have season tickets, but we had like part season tickets, and we went to a lot of games. We actually lived within walking distance. We had a loft downtown El Paso, and we would walk down to the games, and we never got one of those. We even had Billy when we were going to those, and we never got a
One
fear
of the
ears.
things I love when you go there and you order the nachos, they serve it in these plastic dog bowls. Everything is dog themed. So you'd come home, you had plastic dog bowls from the Chihuahuas on there.
Yep.
Vanda's here.
Hey, Vanda.
Thanks for continuing to post the LG Max videos. We head out in 2 weeks for our first big trip, and those videos are great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We have so much time spent in the little guy Max. We love it. We still have ours, and there's still more information. So as people have been sending us questions and concerns, we've been trying to respond to those, and by getting those videos out, and we still have a lot of footage from the time that we spent in there.
Yeah, and speaking about the little guy Max, we just recently put out a video on what generator we use, and we use the Energizer EZV 3200 P.
He finally learned the name of it.
Yeah, because I had to write the script and shoot it. But there's an EZV 3200 RV. Now, those things, the only difference is the RV has a 30 amp direct hookup. The P, which we bought before we knew about the RV, it's a little bit cheaper too. It's about $100 cheaper.
Yeah, it's $100 cheaper.
It has just a regular plug-in. But where I'm getting at is if you're looking for a good generator that is, to me, honestly, the Energizer EZV 3200s have more features than the Hondas or the Yamaha, and they run the AC, the 13,000 BTU ACs.
We could run the AC with your computers.
Yeah,
and
everything.
Other things inside. It was
Take a
really
look
good.
at that. You can get that for $9.49. We also have a code there if you do purchase directly from Energizer, which we always like. If we can purchase from the manufacturer, we'll always do it because it's so much easier to deal with returns.
Yeah, it's easier returns or customer service.
Yeah.
If you have questions.
But if you use the code, you purchase through them.
Yes.
It's $949, which is like half the price of the Yamaha or the Hondas, and you get a free cover for your generator, which we don't have. I wish we had one, but we kept that. We didn't get rid of it because we're hoping now that our little guy Max doesn't sell, and the plan is to go out into the little hard to get to areas because in this 34-foot rig it is difficult to get into some areas.
Some of the really cool places.
Yeah.
So Alan's here. Good morning,
Hey,
all. Alan Bean, and
Alan,
he wished
thanks for
me
joining
a
us.
happy birthday. Thank you. Judy said you might be able to find your Fear the Ears on Amazon.
Yeah, we could. That's a good idea. Yeah,
We just had an epiphany this morning because we had mentioned where the free campsite is for my work camping job. We are at the front part of an apartment complex, but we actually have an address.
We have a physical address.
A physical address because it's considered a Unit 1. And I was like, oh my goodness, we can have Amazon delivered right to the RV.
Yeah.
Because we saw the FedEx truck and the UPS truck come up here, so I'm going to test it out this week.
Something small,
yes.
insignificant.
I've had some of the other stuff. My bosses have been great and told me I could have stuff sent to the store, which I've had a couple things sent there, but I don't.
Yep.
We are starting the renovation while we are here of Boone. The bus, our Class A.
Yeah.
So I don't want to bombard them with a lot of stuff. Plus, I don't want to lug everything from there.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's more than a half mile, which is not bad when you're not carrying stuff. But if you're carrying flooring tiles. That could be a bummer.
Arnold and Josie have to leave. All right,
All
bye
right, guys.
guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Stay cool.
Jim, Eagle's Nest, wants to know if we were getting much snow. We had snow yesterday.
Yeah.
And it continued to snow later in the evening, but it didn't stick here. It stuck inside the park, but it didn't stick here.
Yeah.
Thankfully. And then the remainder of the week, we are supposed to see 70-degree weather again, so I'm looking forward to that.
Looking forward to that.
Deborah said, Donna and I heard that Patrick and Patty from Travels with Delaney are planning a get-together in Indiana for the purpose of sharing info and advice and starting your own YouTube channel. They are. We will still have to be here wrapping up our work camping job at that time, but we think it's a great idea, and we'll probably talk with them a little bit more about it when they come through here in just a few weeks.
We're getting together with them. I think we're going to travel to the Tetons to meet up with them. I think Randy from Randy's Adventure is involved in that. And thank you so much for mentioning it, Deborah, because I knew about it, but I just completely forgot about it. So I'm sure Donna appreciates that. Thank you.
Buffy Lou said, asks, how do you find a certified mechanic to inspect a used RV before you buy? Is this something people do? The best and easiest way is contact a local campground, because every campground we have been to, not only do they have a list of mobile RV people in the area, but they can give you their unofficial recommendation on which one they would use over the other. They might have a list of 4 or 5, but they'll say, this is the guy that you want to call.
Yeah.
That's what happened with us in Savannah, but I've noticed it, and really so many people with RVs, they might run into issues. We've seen it happen before where somebody's RV breaks down at the camp, and so they have to extend their stay, and these RV camps that get booked during busy seasons, they want to see those RVs move out. So that's the best and easiest way to find a mobile RV mechanic wherever you are.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, because I don't know. I'm sure there's services out there. I just don't know about it, but I think you're right. I think you maybe have a service repairman, mobile RV service repairman to look at. It's a great idea.
So Judy said, I called Southland RV yesterday. They're the ones outside of Atlanta, and asked if they were still a dealer for Little Guy Max. So we spoke with Joyous Voyagers. They bought theirs from Southland RV. They contacted them and said, hey, are you guys still selling them? They said, yes, of course we are. They're in contact with Little Guy so that they can get their website updated. I
think the problem there is Liberty Outdoors is going through a transition right now, and they're really busy, and I think their website maintenance isn't 100%. But we even confirmed with Joe, who owns Liberty Outdoors, and he said, yes, of course, Southland RVs is still one of their dealers.
One of their better ones. I mean, Tom's Camperland and Southland are the ones that come up time and time again when you talk about people that have purchased them.
And Southland, from what I understand, their service is fantastic. We know 2 people who purchased their units through Southland.
And they love Southland. They are one of the dealerships that we have heard fantastic things about. So if you're looking for Little Guy and you're in that area, that is someone that is obviously very well recommended.
Yeah, and I think also not even just Little Guy. If you're looking for any trailer, based on what we've heard from credible people about their service department, I wouldn't hesitate. You always usually have great sales departments. It's the service departments that you need to look at when you're buying new units, and I've heard nothing but good things about them.
Now for us, because we were planning on being full-time and not in our area, we kind of knew ahead of time, and it was a risk we were willing to take with our service department. But if you are going to just be a weekender or an intermittent traveler and you plan on having all your repairs taken from your dealer, that's something you want to think about.
And really too, it's something else that you may not have control over, because with that same thing being said, I hear Georgia's Sutherland's RV has great service. I live in Tennessee. That's a 4-hour, 5-hour drive. You're not going to want to drive 4 or 5 hours to get your service done all the time. So
exactly.
So you're kind of stuck.
And that was something Vanda and I talked about during a podcast that we did really early on. She invited me on to her. I love her football podcast.
Yeah.
But so Vanda, if you don't know it, check out her podcast, and I'll put a link after the show below
Yeah,
to
it's
her
tight
podcast,
ends, something
Tight
tight
Ends
ends.
podcast.
Yep.
Uh, she's fantastic, but she always will do these little intermission type of interviews with really interesting people. And then me. I don't know how I fit into that. But so it doesn't have to necessarily be football related. And we talked a little bit about buying an RV, and sometimes you can get a really good deal and save a couple $1,000s going out of state to get something. But you have to factor in your travel costs to get it if you're going to depend on them for repair costs,
Your
in the
service,
future and
yep.
things like that.
Yep.
So some things to think about when you're buying from a dealer.
Yeah, you see a lot of people that will travel a long distance to get a better price on an RV, but you really have
They
to
pay
think.
for it in the long run.
Yeah, you have to think about your travel costs for repairs, because if it's new, you're gonna have service needed.
I totally agree with you, RV Ashes in April. They said so many new names. This is great. I know. This is like just made my Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm all happy now.
We were talking about this before. We had originally started off with a Sunday and a Friday live broadcast.
Back in November when we first started our live streams.
Yeah.
Just to test it.
To test it, to see which one was better. And they were going about the same, so we were thinking, okay, let's just do Friday. And then you'd have a Sunday that would surge. And then you'd have a Friday that would surge. And a Sunday that would surge. So we said, you know what? We're getting such good engagement, and we're getting different people. If it was the same people on each one, then we would probably pick one. But we're getting different people on all of them.
And we figure people travel.
Yep.
They're busy. Their lives are busy. We get that. So we're just keeping it on Fridays and Sundays now to be available for people as long as you need us and want to ask questions. We're providing this forum so that, well, you may not have a question that fits in with a video that we've recently put out, or you're just getting caught up and you haven't watched all the videos and something pops into your head. Feel free, throw them out here in these forums. We love to get them. It's a great reminder. And then there's always new people popping in, so that way, if you have a question, more than likely they have a question.
Yeah, exactly. And even really, where I was going with this was, it came to be something that we socially looked forward to.
Oh yeah.
So it's double the fun for us as well.
It's our date night on Friday night.
Yeah.
Rosebud's here. They are in Columbus, Ohio right now.
Hey guys.
You just missed, like last week, I think they had tornadoes going through there.
Oh, the whole country did, yeah.
Our daughter was stationed at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base 2 years ago, I think.
Yep.
And she sent me pictures of the base housing area
Where she lived.
where she had lived. And she said, look at this. I'm so glad I'm not there right now. Because that would have been terrifying for her.
Yeah.
So I hope the weather has calmed down out that way at the very least.
Yeah, there's a lot of flooding going out that way now. The Mississippi is going crazy from what I understand.
Mary said, you guys are the greatest. Thanks for diligently sharing your information. Well, a lot of this information we got was from a lot of you, so we have to thank you.
Yeah, and that's another thing, too, with these live casts here, and even comments on other things where people are saying, hey, try this, or hey, you're doing that wrong. We've learned so much.
So yesterday's video, every Saturday for new people in the room, every Saturday our video kind of shows the recap of what we've done during the week for our travels.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a little clip from our Friday night wine with Russ trying the quail eggs. But Deborah said, thank you for my 2 seconds of fame on your Saturday pickled quail eggs video. See, you never know when we're going to use you.
Yep, I told you it was a special broadcast.
Well, a lot of people have asked, kind of what they have asked for us to film the setup for live streaming.
It's so easy now that we know how to do it, but when we first got into it, it was daunting.
Oh, there was one time, because he's got that other channel, that we did the announcement. We started going, and there was nobody in the room. And we're like, what happened? What happened? Well, we realized we were streaming onto his other channel.
My other channel, yeah.
And the other channel, those people weren't interested in RVing.
Yeah, they're like, RV, I don't care about that.
Yeah, we're not going to check into that. So we were like 10 minutes into it before we realized, oh, wait, we're streaming on the wrong channel. Had to back out. He had to recreate So there are a couple things
Yeah.
to know about live streaming.
So I don't know if y'all are interested in that or not. Did somebody mention that they wanted to see that? I could, of course, do a video on how to live stream. So
We've been asked that, nobody asked that specifically here, but we have been asked that by several people in the past. Um, People getting ready to launch their YouTube channels as they get ready to go out, and live streaming is a great way to interact with people.
yes.
But there are a few things that make it a little bit easier if you know from the outset. So I think it would be helpful for us to kind of attack that maybe
Okay,
on one
yeah.
of our videos during the week.
Maybe then we do a playlist. We'll have a separate playlist on YouTube how to. I don't know.
Yeah. For our viewers.
Yeah. There you go.
Because there are certain things you have to think about when you're on the road more, having to try to find your connectivity, the issues that you have to work around. And it's not just our viewers, but people that are out and about and on the road where you're not at home on your computer, where it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's much easier to do at home.
Let's see. We have Judy said, good to know about Southland's RV. Lori said, when you go to register the new RV in your home state, you get charged tax.
Yes. So that we went through that too, because we bought in New Mexico and we are Texas residents. And New Mexico, we bought from the next city over. El Paso's right on the border of Texas and New Mexico. It was the closest one to us. And we let them register at New Mexico. And then come to find out, because it was a lot cheaper in New Mexico.
Yeah, they told us, we'll take care of registration for you. You know, kind of like when you buy a new car sometimes. Yeah. And then they sent us New Mexico state plates, which it's legal there. It's something with a snowbird law.
Yeah, so it's legal in New Mexico, but wasn't legal in Texas. So we ended up having to pay the difference later on in Texas, which was, almost $1,000. But I like the Texas plate better. Well, on the little guy Max, it
blended in better.
Everything was black and
silver,
and so the black and white looked good on it, whereas the New Mexico was brilliant yellow and red. It just didn't match.
It didn't match, so we paid $900 for it.
No, we did it because it was the law.
And then a week after we got our new plates, someone stole our plates.
Big Springs, Texas, somebody stole our plates. So, but it was really easy to get them back.
Yes, well, because we were in Texas.
Not so easy on the road here. When we went to register this, we had to jump through hoops and we had to wait a long period of time. One of the reasons we came up to Montana as early as we did is we only had like 15 days on our temporary movement permit. Easy for you to say.
Say that right now.
Yeah, I know how that goes. And we knew we were going to go over that waiting for the plates to come. So we said, you know what? We're going to fly up to Montana just as quickly as we can. We're going to put it in a campground and we're not going to move. Because if it's in a campground, you really don't have to worry about law enforcement pulling you over or something. So that's what we did. And I think after about a week and a half, 2 weeks here, we got our plates.
Yeah, so we did have to wait a little bit longer for that. But, you know, I mean, if you're not in a rush to move somewhere, then you don't have to be, at least for Texas, you don't have to be in Texas. You could buy out of state, let it sit there, and then mail in all your paperwork, and then they will mail your plates to you. Just know that you're not a high priority to get out the door that fast.
Yeah, we've surmised that, because we have it registered in Livingston, which is Polk County, Texas. Mm-hmm. And we've walked in and done it in 30 minutes. And it just doesn't happen that way when you mail it in. When you mail it in, we even called and we were very nice and we're saying, hey, the only reason we're calling is because we need to be somewhere, but we don't want to move. We don't even have our paperwork for it now because we sent it to you. And they said, well, their answer every time was, we have 14 business days to take care of it.
Yes.
And they took 14 business days.
Yeah, we weren't asking them to process any faster, to treat us special in any way, but any question was just that automatic, we have 14 days, we have 14 days, we have 14 days.
Yeah,
so...
And if you walk in, because we walked in and registered a vehicle in Polk County in Livingston, Texas, in, 30 minutes?
Yes.
But if you do it by mail, they're going to take 14 days.
Yeah, it's such a view. Then that's the 14 days for them to do it, and then you have to add in the mail time.
Yeah.
Okay, enough on that, because that gets me hot under the collar. Haas is here. Hi, Haas.
Hey, Haas. Yeah, you're not boring, brother.
I know. He said when the old boring, you're not boring.
Especially when Kerry sees your name. Hi, Haas. She loves that name.
I do. Hi, Haas. I get that. Mary said, thumbs up, everyone. Yes, that's a good reminder.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And those thumbs up really do mean a lot in the YouTube world, as we will explain in one of our YouTube tutorials.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, got me going on that one now. That's going to be on your list. I'm making a list for us. Rosebud said, light rain now, but we had nice weather the past few days. Glad that we, Lewis, and Katie missed the worst of it.
Good. Yeah.
We are too. There's been a lot of weather moving across the country lately, and it made me think about all of the RV travelers out there and a lot of the new RV travelers.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
always give yourself extra space on the road. Like for us, we were up in Virginia City.
Yeah, we just left.
We had prepaid for 2 days at a campground at the Rambling Moose because I heard there was a high likelihood of Russ getting to see a moose there.
Yep.
We didn't see a moose.
Yeah, it's the only one we haven't seen yet. But no, it's Kerry's right. You know, just go with what you know, and you know, don't leave anything to chance, especially when you're traveling, when you're towing something, or you've got a big rig like this. We saw the reports of snow and possible ice. We left and we came right back here. Now, seeing what we saw, we probably didn't have to, but it's better to be safe than sorry.
We don't know. We were up 2,000 feet in elevation in Virginia City.
Yeah, I think here you're at 6,000. Up there you're at about 8,000.
And I'm sure that the ice and snow there was a little
probably
bit worse. So with us having to traverse going that down, it's something we aren't comfortable with, something we don't want to do. Yeah, we might have lost out $30 on a campground fee, but that peace of mind and being better safe than sorry.
Yeah, well, $30 is better than sliding off the road in a 34-foot rig.
Yes.
I can't imagine how much that would cost, and just towing, let alone not even talking about repairs, but trying to tow something like this out of a ditch.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
The scariest thing is this is everything.
Yeah, this is home. Not only is that, so we always talk about that being a great thing. I remember the other day, I don't even remember what we were talking about, but it was in Virginia City, and I said, oh yeah, well, thankfully we have this. And I said, you know, it was a piece of equipment or something we need. I said, well, thankfully we got that with us so we don't have to worry about it. And then it just hit me again. I was like, we always have everything with us.
Yeah, can't forget anything.
We're taking our house with us. But that is on the bad side too, is if you damage it, you damage everything.
So you have to be extra careful.
Yeah.
RV Ashes in April said live stream how-to video would be great.
Okay.
So yes, it's on our list. Jim said, I have a friend that should be going to Yellowstone any day now. Told her she should stop in and say hello to you guys. Her name is Cindy, and she has a Jeep pulling a tag.
Very cool.
Tell her to stop in at Outpost Sweet Treats.
Yeah, Kerry's doing
right on Yellowstone Ave.
They're doing some sort of promotion, which we haven't put out now, but if you swing into Outpost Sweet Treats and take a picture of yourself in there, and if Kerry's there with her, tag her, and then at the end of the year we're going to be sending out candy packages to some lucky winner or winners. We don't know how much.
So if I'm not working, if she just takes a picture with something that she bought and then tags Outpost Sweet Treats
or you
and the Roads We Roam,
yeah,
she'll automatically be entered in to win a big candy box at the end of the season.
Or anybody who goes there.
Yeah, or anybody who goes there and does this. And if I happen to be working and you take a picture with me with that, then you get 2 entries.
Wow.
Yes. See, he didn't even know that because I just decided to manage that.
Just made that up just now?
No, I made it up the other day when
okay.
2 Doves came in. They want that candy box in the worst way.
It's not cheap candy. It's good candy.
It's really good candy.
Yeah.
And they have a whole nostalgic area, so all the old candies, like the little candy cigarettes and all the...
Oh man, I can remember stressful days back when I was a kid, man. On a particularly stressful day, I'd eat like 2 packs of candy cigarettes.
That's the only type of cigarette you're allowed to have around me.
That's really the only cigarette. I don't smoke, so not a problem. Never have, never will.
Oh, sorry.
You know what cured me of that? My mom and dad both used to smoke, and when I'd have to do the dishes and I'd have to wash those ashtrays, the smell of the ash, the wet ash, yeah. I was like, nope, not gonna smoke.
My mom used to make my dad go outside on the porch
Yeah.
in the middle of winter. We grew up in Connecticut, and my dad spent like one winter, I think, standing outside trying to do that, and then he gave it up.
Yeah, he says, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm
Your
done.
mom's brilliant. She really was.
I know. Um, Chuck was saying South Dakota is a good state to register a vehicle in.
Yes.
They are a lot easier than Texas,
Yes.
from what I understand. So Texas, the requirements are a little bit more. I think it was RVDM asked us the other day,
It was.
as they're getting ready to go full time. What made us pick Texas over Florida? They were kind of picking the two.
Yeah, Texas is a good, or Florida's a good state too. But to be honest with you, it just makes sense since we are already
We
Texas
were already
residents.
Texas residents, so it just made it easier for us. But as we've been doing this, a lot of people have picked South Dakota. I think you only have to be in the area 24 hours.
It's either 24 or 48 hours. Yeah, that's the only downside about that is you actually have to go there. But it's probably one of the easier states to register, for sure.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, Floyd the dog said Pamela and Jim in Seattle.
Hey,
My
guys.
laptop died, so I'm using Jim's phone to say hi. Are you sitting in your beautiful GMC? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, yeah. Man, that's a beautiful rig.
Yeah, you prompted me to really pull the trigger and get started on renovating. Well, prompted him to encourage me because after watching your reno video, I said, when are we going to get started on this? So I ordered the things on Amazon. I'm going to be started. The only thing that's a little bit different for us is we're living in it while we have to do the renovation.
So we have to do small stages,
Yeah.
you know, whereas before, if we had a home base or we had a place that we could just, like if we were at your dad's house and we could, you know, sleep in a bedroom or there, we'd just pull everything out and
Yeah.
go. So.
Yeah, so we can't pull everything out. We're going to have, like, for the paints, because I want to repaint all the cabinets, low VOC paint because we have to sleep in the area.
What's
while,
VOC?
I forget what it stands for,
Well, what
but it's
does it
like that
mean?
chemical smell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's okay for you to breathe it while you're in there. So if we hit a cold spell while I'm painting, we can still open windows.
Gotcha.
I mean, we don't have to open
Gotcha.
as many.
Yeah, I knew where you were going.
The tricky one will probably be the flooring, so we'll have to do that one in certain segments.
Yeah.
So we're still kind of working on all the logistics on that, but yeah, I wish we could just rip it all out? That would be the easiest. But.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if we could just tear everything out and go through it. But we'll work around it. Where there's a will, there's a way.
RV Radio says, greetings from Wisconsin.
Oh.
Which part of Wisconsin?
Thanks for joining
I
us.
don't have my Beloit hat on right now.
Yeah, we lived in Wisconsin. Well, I grew up in Wisconsin, between Wisconsin and Hawaii. And we're from the Janesville area. Our son went to school and graduated from Beloit. Speaking of him, I saw him tune in and say something about Jess, too.
Oh, Jess, all the way from Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
So before I get to Brett, Carl said hello.
Shaka Carl. Aloha,
I knew
bro.
that was coming. Brett, our son, said, Jess says hi. Now, Jess is his fiance. She's in Northern Ireland. They're doing all the paperwork so that she can come and join him in Seattle. And then a wedding will happen at some point.
Yeah,
which
so
I'm
we're-
really excited about.
We'll, as soon as that happens, the scary thing about that is they don't know when that's going to come through.
Yeah.
When they're going to say, okay, you're blessed, she can come to the U.S. and you two can get married. But I do know that once that happens, they've got a very short amount of time until they have to get married.
So, these people that can plan a wedding a year in advance and have all, they can't do that. They don't have the benefit or luxury of doing that.
Yeah.
So they are going to plan a Vegas wedding.
Yep.
So we have an excuse to go back down to Vegas.
But the thing is, man, we could be anywhere when that comes through, and then we got to
That's true.
hightail it to Vegas, which is not a bad thing because my dad lives in Vegas.
Mhm.
We lived in Vegas for a long time, and
we have a mobile home.
yeah, and I know it's got to be stressful for them because especially if you want that big wedding, you want this or that. Well, you've only got a couple weeks to do it.
JT, hey guys from JT and DT, El Paso people.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. We were just talking about El Paso. About the Fear the Ears hat there.
Yes.
Because everybody keeps seeing. I can't get her now because she's over there. But everybody sees like Billy Ears all the time, and they say Billy Ears. So we're thinking we're gonna go next time we're in there. We're gonna go get one of those hats.
Is that Iola, Wisconsin, or Lola, Wisconsin?
Boy, I
Or
don't know. Wisconsin's got so many little small towns. I'm not
where is
sure.
that close to?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious. You know Wisconsin better than I do.
Yeah, but not a whole lot better.
Floyd the dog said floating non-stick floor relatively easy. That's what we're looking at. Home Depot has this flooring called Life Proof, I think it is, and you can score it with one of those carpet cutters. So we won't need saws because we don't have the ability to really have that type of stuff. I don't want glue because we'll have to be able to walk on it right away. So yes, I'm in complete agreement with you with those floating floors. I'm just still, until it's in, I'm going to be a nervous, obsessive wreck about the whole thing.
Stevens Point. Okay, yeah, I know where that is.
Okay, yeah, that's by one of the UW schools.
Yeah. Our son has swam in that area before, I think. No, it wasn't Stevens Point, but yes, we know where Stevens Point is. So we got the general area where you're from.
Judy asks, have we watched RV Loves Renovation? I have not yet.
No.
I saw a few pictures, I think, on Instagram or Twitter or something like that, where they were talking about, she has like this little chandelier that I don't know if Russ would let me put a chandelier in here.
Nope.
No, okay, no chandelier.
But with that being said, we have all LED lighting that we went through, and all that stuff is LED. And which we thought was a great idea, and we still think it's a good idea because it's a nice bright light that you can see well with, and it's a lot more energy efficient, and it lasts a lot longer than regular bulbs. But the problem is it's a cold light, and you just don't have that warm sense. Like when I'm walking down the road, even here, I'm walking past some of these houses, and I see that warm yellow glow from inside, and you just don't get that nice comfy feeling. So we're gonna do that.
So we had talked about this before, and I can't remember the person's name, and if you're in the room right now, speak up. But they had sent me a link on where to buy these things. Now these were installed. They're the really harsh white. You can buy the soft glow yellow ones.
Yep.
But we checked it out with all the lights in here. It would cost close to $350 to replace every single one of these. These are kind of cool though. I don't know if you can see that.
Yep.
But these are the lights that we have in here.
So every single light has an LED like that.
But we're going to eventually replace the majority of them with that. But we also want to get lamps. I have voted down the Christmas Story leg lamp.
The electric sets.
Yeah,
I think
that one is not going
fragile.
in here. That is not coming in here. Sorry, not happening.
I love that movie.
And Donna said, VOC, volatile organic compounds, aka stinky stuff.
Okay.
Donna said, my husband and I honeymooned in Vegas, married 35 years before he passed away. Good luck to Brett and his fiance. Well, see, they got married in Vegas. It worked out well, so Brett and Jess will have a good omen hanging over them.
Yep.
Spend money on the honeymoon, not the wedding.
It's exactly. Yeah.
Well, we eloped. I think we spent $150 on our wedding.
Yeah, we had justice of the peace, and yeah. I got married in uniform. We were both in the Air Force at the time. Kerry said, I refused to get married in uniform. So she was but you were in a black dress.
So we were what they call in the military a tech school marriage. We were both in training at the time.
We knew each other, 6 weeks before we got married, 27 years ago.
And so you don't get to bring a lot of clothes, and you definitely don't plan on getting married while you're in training. I didn't have any way to go out and buy a wedding dress.
As soon as I saw you.
Oh. But so what I had to do is I just went around the female dorm. I asked anybody if they had a dress, and one of the girls had just so happened to gone out like 2 weeks prior, and I wound up getting married in a black and gold dress. But it was a dress, and it wasn't my blue uniform.
Yeah.
So RV Radio said, oh wait. Somebody said, JT said, they found your hat online at the team store. Haven't had a chance to go by the stadium and see if they have one.
Can you buy it online? If you can, we will check the team store and purchase one. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I didn't even think of that.
The pro shop. Yeah, I thought of going into the pro shop, but I never thought of ordering it online. So.
RV Ashes in April said, nothing wrong with a Vegas wedding. We did one 40 years ago.
Yep.
as well. Vegas weddings can be incredibly cool. And we eloped, not in Vegas, but I had a friend tell me one time when she was going through her wedding planning phase and she was just getting so frustrated because people were complaining about who was sitting next to who was getting chicken, who was getting whatever. And she said, I wish I could kind of do it over again and do what you did, because your day seems like it was all about you. And you didn't have to worry about all this. And I stopped, and it made me rethink, because for a long time I had kind of missed out on, thinking I missed out on my big day, my big wedding. And now I can truly appreciate.
Didn't you have a man of honor?
I did, because, well,
was it Joey or was it no? Joey was my best man, and then you had.
Oh, now you put me on the spot.
What was his name? I went to Canine Explosive School with him too.
I know, it'll come to me after.
He played the piano.
I know what you're talking about. He's from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I was in security police.
Yep.
And there weren't a lot of females there, so
I think we both were in security police.
Well, but for me to have another girl to be my maid of honor at the time, most of the people we were around, and this guy had gone through the same basic training group. No, it's not Chuck. Just stop trying to throw names out.
All right. Wow, you're getting irritated with me.
Because my brain's trying to think of it too, and you're interrupting it. No, I almost had it.
We did not, Judy. We didn't. No.
What?
She asked if we had a reception when we got home. But, guys, I'm sorry to cut this off right away. I just noticed we are 1 minute and 5 seconds over.
Oh, I got to get to work.
Normally, that wouldn't be a big deal, but Kerry has to get to work, so we're going to cut it off right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to have a couple videos coming out Tuesday. We got a Q&A Tuesday. Thursday, we've got that collab with all the 6 channels, and all kinds of good stuff planned. What's that?
Carl, chicken.
I couldn't see it.
No, it's a picture of a chicken.
Oh, gotcha,
okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, guys, I got to get to work. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Sunday. Be safe out there, and we'll catch you either next Sunday or on Friday for the live stream. Send in those questions, and you may be featured on the RV Q&A Tuesday as